Well, almost 300 people suing the U.S. government over the Gatlinburg wildfires.
Yeah, they're claiming negligence on the part of the Department of the Interior and the National Park Service in handling the fire and when it comes to warning neighbors of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
It's a disaster, of course, we will never forget. The land scarred, some 2,400 structures burned, and 14 people who lost their lives. New at 4, WATE 6 on your side. Reporter Bridget Biorlo joins us here in the studio. Bridget, you sat down with their attorney. What's his argument in asking for $54 million?
Lori, Bo, all of the survivors are really claiming the same thing here, and that is that the federal government was negligent in the way it managed the fire and also negligent in the way it communicated the dangers to people living in the area. The fires, as you likely know, claimed 14 lives, caused nearly 200 physical injuries, and even resulted in more than $1 billion in structural damages. All things the attorney says that could have been avoided had the right steps been taken here.
A new lawsuit in the deadly Gatlinburg wildfires. Hundreds of survivors suing the federal government for not doing enough to protect lives and property.
This lawsuit is about the people who lost their homes and their property, and some of them lost their lives.
Knoxville-based attorney Sidney Gilreath represents the hundreds of plaintiffs in this multi-million-dollar case. He says the lawsuit accuses the Park Service of negligence and a disregard for public safety by having too few people fighting the flames and not bringing in enough resources like tankers to stop the fire's spread.
These people feel like that the government was negligent in managing the fire. They didn't monitor the fire. They didn't apply the resources to stop the fire in the beginning. They didn't keep the fire from spreading, and so as a result of that, the people had damages.
The lawsuit also claiming the government failed to adhere to mandatory fire management policies and provide adequate, timely warnings to people in the fire's path.
Fire was almost on top of them, so they couldn't escape. Some of them couldn't escape. So we feel like the government is legally liable, and they can be sued for that.
Gilreath says it's still too early to predict the outcome of the cases, but he hopes his clients get justice for their emotional and financial suffering.
These people expect to be compensated for their loss. That's the legal system in this country, that you get compensated if your property is destroyed by somebody else's negligence.
The federal government has already announced that it will file a motion to dismiss this lawsuit. The plaintiffs will then have the opportunity to respond to that motion before a federal judge will eventually decide whether the case will move forward in court. That decision will likely come by the end of this year. Bo, Lori.
All right, thank you so much, Bridget. And we do need to mention there is another lawsuit that could play a role in this case. Michael Reed, who lost his wife and daughters in the fire, plus business owner Jim England have already filed a lawsuit. Gilreath says their case would be the only one to go to trial. The outcome would then determine whether and how much in damages the other plaintiffs might receive.